Hi friends, welcome to my YouTube channel Learn Commerce with Namita. I am Namita Mane. In today's video, let us solve one practical example of net asset method. This is a part of valuation of share. In my last lecture, I have explained you the introduction part of valuation of shares, like what is shares, concept of valuation of shares, and methods of valuation of shares. So there are total three methods. First is net asset method, second is yield based method, and third is fair value method. So in today's video we are going to discuss about net asset method, how to solve or how to calculate net asset method, the practical example. So this is the example on the screen. The following is the balance sheet of Iran Limited Allahabad as on 31st March 2019. So this is the balance sheet, assets and liabilities. In assets, the following particular assets are given, like business premises, machinery, copyright, stock in trade, account receivable, bank balance, cash in hand, primary expenses, and this side are the values of each asset. Then in liabilities, share capital is given, like equity share, 4,000 equity shares of 100 each, reserve funds, profit and loss account, tax provision, account payable, rent payable. Okay, along with the balance sheet there are additional information. So for the purpose of valuation of the share of the company, the assets were revalued as follow. So which are the assets which were revalued for the valuation purpose? First is goodwill. So it is revalued at 2,24,000. Business premises, it is also given in the balance sheet. So value of business premises is how much? 2,36,000. But for the purpose of valuation of the share, the company has revalued the business premises value to 4,96,000. Then machinery, 3,40,000. Machinery, the actual value of machinery is 2,60,000. For the purpose of valuation, the company revalued the value of machinery to 3,40,000. Next is debtors, include 16,000 as bad. Okay, so now in asset side you will not find the word debtors, but here in asset it is given accounts receivable, means what? Debtors. So account receivable is how much? 1,76,000. From this 1,76,000, 16,000 is treated as debtors, means as bad debts. So we have to reduce the value from, so we have to less 16,000 from this value. Okay, and what is given last? You are required to calculate intrinsic value of each equity share. Intrinsic value of each equity share means what? Net asset method. Okay, so now in my last lecture I have explained you that there are steps to calculate what? Net asset method. So here I have given a quick revision, the steps to calculate the net asset method. So there are total how many steps? 3 steps are there. First is what? Computation of total net asset. This we will get by total asset less total outside liabilities. Second step is what? Computation of fund available for equity shares. So total asset minus preference share capital. And last is computation of intrinsic value of each equity share, that is fund available for equity share divided by number of shares. So by these three methods we will calculate a net asset method, which is also called as intrinsic value method. Okay, so first step we will go according to these steps. Okay, first is what? Computation of total net assets. So for computation of total net asset, what we require? We require total assets. So total assets. Now this asset should be what? Revalued. Now from here in the balance sheet, there are assets given as well as some assets are revalued. It is given in adjustment. So from asset we will not take the value of business premises. We will not take the value of machineries. Okay. Then remaining like copyright, stock in trade, account receivable, bank balance, cash in hand are all assets. Primary expenses we will not take. Why? Because it is fictitious assets. Okay. So first asset is what? Goodwill. First asset is goodwill. Goodwill value is how much? 2,24,000. 2,24,000. Next is business premises. Next asset is business premises. Now which value you will take? Business premises. Will you take the value which is given in balance sheet, or will you take the value which is given in the adjustment? So write the value which is given in adjustment in additional information, that is 4,96,000 we will take. Why? Because it is revalued. So business premises 4,96,000. After business premises, machinery, same for business premises. How we took the value which is given in adjustment, same for machinery also we will take 3,40,000. Machineries 3,40,000. After machinery, next is copyright. Copyright is 40,000. Copyright 40,000. Next after copyright, stock in trade 96,000. Stock in trade 96,000. After stock in trade, account receivable is how much? 1,76,000. And here there are debtors 16,000. So accounts receivable, in inner column write 1,76,000 less debtors 16,000, and in outer column write the value 1,60,000. Okay. After account receivable, next is bank balance. Bank balance value is 80,000 and cash in hand 20,000. So bank balance is 80,000 and cash in hand is 20,000. Okay. Now add all the assets. Add all the assets. This is inner column. This is outer column. Add all these assets. So total you will get 14,56,000. Okay. So the total asset value is how much? 14,56,000. From this, less what? Less liabilities. Liabilities. Now liabilities will be what? Tax, provision, account payable and rent payable. These are all what? These are all outside, which is also called as external liabilities. Okay. So tax provision is how much? 40,000. Account payable 2,10,000. Rent payable 6,000. So write in the inner column, first liabilities is what? Tax liabilities. Tax liability value is 40,000. Account payable is 2,10,000. Next is rent payable is 6 lakhs. Total is how much? 4 lakh plus 40,000 plus 2,10,000 plus 6,000, total is 2,56,000. Okay, so now less 14,56,000 minus 2,56,000, you will get 12 lakhs. So this is what our total net assets. Clear? Hope you have understood the first step, computation of total net asset. First add all the assets, then less the liabilities, and you will get the total net asset. So first step is done. We got the total net asset. Second step is what? Computation of fund available for equity shares. Okay, so second step is computation of fund available for equity shares holders. So what is the formula for computation of fund available for equity share? Total net asset less preference share capital. Okay, so formula is total net assets less preference share capital. Okay, so total net assets we got how much? 12 lakh, right? From the first step, 12 lakh we got. Now what is there? Less preference share capital. Now see, in the liabilities, is there any preference share capital? No. Okay, so there is no preference share. Okay, you can check in the liabilities, there are only equity shares, there are no preference shares. So hence there are no preference shares. Write it here, nil. So what will be our fund is equals to what? What will be our fund available for equity shareholders? 12 lakhs. Why? Because there are no preference share capital. Okay, now second step is done. Third step is what? Computation of intrinsic value of each equity share. So formula is what? Fund available for equity shareholder divided by number of shares. So third step is computation of intrinsic value of each equity shares. Formula is fund available for equity shareholders upon number of equity shares. So funds available for equity share. So in the second step we have calculated funds available for equity shares. How much we got? 12 lakh rupees. So 12 lakh upon number of equity shares. So from where we will get the number of equity shares? From the liabilities. So how many are the equity shares? 4,000 are the equity shares. So number of equity share is 4,000. So we get 300 rupees. So answer is 300 rupees. So net asset value or intrinsic value of each share is how much? 300 rupees. Okay. So in this way you have to calculate the intrinsic value of each equity share, which is also called as net asset method. I hope you have understood this method. Thank you very much. Please subscribe my YouTube channel, like and share the video, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the latest notification.